Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. Today we're going to do a video on all of my favorite brushes, all of my staple brushes that I use, and they're all under $10. A large portion of them are Morphe brushes, but I do have some other ones mixed in with those. A lot of these you can get at Ulta, so you don't really have to order them online. You can just go to your nearest Ulta and pick them up, which I also think is fantastic. So if you're looking for the best brushes under $10, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start out with brushes that I use on my eyes, and I only have 5. I like to pick out my brushes based on how versatile they are rather than just picking one brush for one thing. You're going to see that with a lot of the other brushes that I pick. You can use them for a lot of different things. The first brush that I'm going to talk about is not a surprise. I use this in literally every one of my videos. This is the Morphe M506. It is my all-time favorite brush in the entire world. Out of any brand, out of any type of brush, this is my favorite brush in the world. I don't know if there are any other companies that have a brush like this. I haven't really looked because this one does everything that I need it to do. It's very small, as you guys can see. It's not super fluffy and it's not super dense, but that's what I love about it. I have a lot of control over where I put the product with this brush, but I also have the ability to blend things out very efficiently. I love this brush. It's great for spot work. It's great for the outer corner when you're packing on shades and then blending them in. It's what I use today for this purple color out here. This brush is a bit more on the pricier side. It is $9, but it is still, again, under that $10 limit. I think that it is definitely worth every penny that I pay for it. It does not shed, and it does not create patchiness in my eyeshadows. You can get it at your local Ulta, or you can order it online off the Morphe store. Definitely go pick this brush up. It's really freaking good. And I love this brush so much. I need like 7 more of them. The next brush that I'm going to talk about is the dupe for another one of my favorite brushes, which is the Sigma E25, but a fraction of the price. This is the Morphe M433. It is the perfect size, and it is the perfect density, and it has the perfect give. It is $9, just like the other brush that I mentioned. It is a brush that's flat but also fluffy, if that makes any sense. Like, it's the perfect blending brush for up top because it can fit right in this crease, which is usually what I use it for. This brush is so versatile. You can use it as the only brush for your eye look. I have a video where I used only this brush and I did the most beautiful chocolate brown smoky eye. You can pack shades on with this. You can blend them out, you can diffuse them, you can do everything with this brush, and I definitely think that it should be in your makeup kit and in your makeup brush staples. The next brush I'm going to talk about is my favorite pencil brush to use. I have quite a few different pencil brushes, but this one I have found to be the most forgiving when I use it underneath the lash line, which is what I usually use pencil brushes for. A lot of the other pencil brushes I have tried out have been way too stiff, and they feel like I'm literally taking a pencil and dragging it all over my eye, and it just hurts so much. This is the Morphe M431. This one is so forgiving. It has so much give to it so that it doesn't feel like you're stabbing yourself. It really feels like you're able to blend something out while being very precise with it. This is $8 from Ulta. I think that everyone should have a pencil brush in their staple brush collection. I think it is so versatile. You can do so many editorial looks with this, and you can always use it on the bottom lash line to diffuse everything. You can use it on different parts of your face too. You can use it in your brows. I really think that a pencil brush is definitely important, and I think that this Morphe one is the best one out there. I have heard some things that the MAC one is really good, but MAC is expensive, and this is $8. Again, you can get this at Ulta, or you can go online and order it from Morphe. I have a Sigma pencil brush, and I also have this one from an Amazon set, but they're too stiff for me and they hurt to use. So this is always the one that I reach for. Even with just these 3 brushes, you can do an entire eye look. Like, I have 2 other ones that I'm going to mention, but even with these 3, you can do so much. You can do an entire eye look, and it's only going to cost you like less than $30 just for the brushes, which I think is amazing. And these I've had for a really long time. There has been no shedding, no glue coming off. There's been nothing going on with these brushes, and I wash them all the time, and they still look exactly the same as when I first bought them, which for $8 and $9, you can't really beat that. You cannot beat that. This is the Morphe M167. I wanted to include this one because I feel like it is a good dupe for my favorite brush for cut creases, and that is the Anastasia 18. This brush is very expensive. I think it's like upwards of $30. This one is $8 from Ulta, which is a fraction of the price. crease. This is a nice firm shader brush, which I think is important for when you're cutting your crease, because if the brush is too forgiving, you're not going to get that sharp line. So I think this is a perfect alternative to that Anastasia brush. It can also be used for applying concealer underneath your eyes and down the center of your face, and it can also be used for the lid to apply different shimmers, different matte shades, or really anything on the lid that you want to pack a lot of pigment on. The last one for eyes is the Morphe M421. I love this brush. I use it all the time. It is the perfect size, the perfect density. I used this today to pack on the shimmers on the lid. I used both sides for the two different colors that I used. You can use this for literally anything. You can use this to carve out the brows. You can use it to apply a cut crease with different concealers or P. You can use it to apply the shadows on your lid. You can use this for so many different things. You can also use this to apply concealer. I love it the most doing a lot of detail work on the lid because it is the perfect size. This brush is $8 from Ulta. You can go and pick it up from Ulta, or you can go online and order it from Morphe if you really want to. I use this brush all the time. Like I said, all you really need is these 5 brushes and you can do so many looks. You can do so many eye looks with these. You have all the tools that you need to create an eye look like this, to create a cut crease, to create a perfect smoky eye. These brushes are really all that you need. I have so many other ones in my collection. Like, I have all these brushes and I truly only reach for these because they're so reliable and they're so versatile that these are really the only ones that I need in my collection. If I threw away all my brushes and was only left with these 5, I could live the rest of my life with them. So for face, I only have like 2 brushes and then 2 other face products that I use that are like some tools and not exactly brushes. The first 2 that I'm going to talk about are what I normally use to apply foundation. The first one is this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I use this all the time for my Dior Backstage, for my Armani Luminous Silk. I use this all the time for a lot of my thin liquid foundations, and it applies all of them beautifully. It is $10 and it is really compact and really dense, but it has the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small, and I never have any streakiness or patchiness when I apply my foundation with this. I think it is definitely worth the $10. I've had this a really long time and it still pretty much looks the same as when I bought it, which you can't beat that. You can buy this at Ulta or you can pick this up anywhere that they sell Real Techniques. I think they sell them in like drugstores now too, but if you're looking for a foundation brush, definitely pick this one up. It's really good. The next product that I want to mention isn't a brush, but it is a sponge, a very dirty sponge that I have not washed in a really long time because I haven't used it in a while, because I've always been reaching for that Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. But this is the e.l.f. sponge. It is a perfect dupe, if not better, for the Beauty Blender. This is $6. This is so soft and buttery and really applies your makeup so beautifully. I would definitely purchase this over the Beauty Blender. It is a fraction of the price and I think it's bigger than the Beauty Blender. It has a nice angled edge for when you want to do some baking underneath your contour, or if you want to bake underneath your eyes, and it has a nice pointed tip. You can even use the flat side to apply your foundation if you prefer that, or if you want to use powder foundation and you kind of want to swipe it onto your face. There's so much that you can do with this. You can apply your cream blush with this, cream bronzers. Definitely recommend it. The next brush that I want to talk about is the Real Techniques Blush Brush. That is not really technically just a blush brush. This is $10 and you can buy this at Ulta or anywhere else that they sell Real Techniques. This brush can literally do everything that you want it to do. The size is so perfect that you can contour with this because it's so pointed. You can apply blush and you can apply bronzer. I think this brush is so worth every penny that you pay for it because you can do so many things with it. You can do an entire face with this. You can also use this as a brush to set your foundation and use powder all over your face. Like, it's the perfect density and it's the perfect amount of give, and it's the perfect size that you can use it for all the powders on your face, all of them. You can even apply powder underneath the eyes and set your concealer and down the center of your face if you really wanted to. You can use this for everything. So I definitely recommend this one. The next product that I want to talk about is also not a brush, but a powder puff. I don't really know what these are called. I think it's a powder puff, but I got these off Amazon. These came in a pack of 6 and I think they were like $8 or $9. I'll have them linked in the price somewhere in this frame so you'll be able to see, but these are so amazing and they are the perfect shape and size to really press your powder into your concealer and really make it look airbrushed. I use these all the time with my one size powder and they make me look so freaking airbrushed. I don't really know how like eco-friendly these are because I don't really know how you're supposed to clean them. So I don't know if just after a few times they get dirty and you have to throw them out. But if you're looking for a new type of tool to use and you want to kind of dip your toes into powder puffs and what they can do, I definitely recommend these. Very inexpensive and they're the perfect size. They have a little band so that you can slide your fingers right in and kind of pack your powder on. So that is it for all of the brushes that I have for you guys, all the brushes that are staples that are under $10 and are in my kit that I reach for all the time. If you guys like this video, please make sure to show some love, like the video. I greatly appreciate it and it always helps me out. If you have not already, make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the little bell so you are always notified when I put out a new video. I hope that you all enjoyed. Definitely let me know if you're gonna go pick these brushes up. If you already have them, what your favorite brush is, I would love to know. And that is it for today's video, you guys. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.